Magandang araw po. In this discussion, we are going to look at some of the policies that require LGUs to collect data and generate reports. Ang pagsasubmit po ng mga data at reports na ito ay nakakatulong upang masigurado natin na ang concern ng LGUs ay naisasama sa national agenda. Gayun din, ang mga data na ito ay makakatulong sa pagbuo ng mga local policy. Hindi po ito exhaustive list ng mga data na kailangan i-collect ng LGUs, but for the purposes of our discussion, tinitingnan po natin ang ilang policies sa area ng DRRM, Business and Development, Environment, Health, Labor, Human Rights, Agriculture, Social Services, Education, at Gender. Tinitingnan po natin ang mga national policies between 2010 and 2021. Ang una po sa mga policies na ito ay yung RA 11315 or the Community-Based Monitoring System. The CBMS is a technology-based system of collecting, processing, and validating disaggregated household-level data. The data can guide local governments and communities in planning, budgeting, program implementation, and impact monitoring. The CBMS data should be collected every 3 years. We can derive different indices from the CBMS data, including the Multidimensional Poverty Index, indicators on health, nutrition, housing, water, and sanitation, education, income, and employment. The data can also inform the LGUs on their disaster risk reduction and management measures. The law also requires LGUs to appoint or designate a city or municipal statistician, generate and submit all CBMS data to the Philippine Statistics Authority, participate in CBMS-related activities including advocacy, training, and capacity building, and to share the CBMS data according to existing laws, rules, and regulations. Sa area naman po ng DRRM, ang mga LGUs natin ay nangangailangan ng data upang mabuo ang DRRM plan. Makakatulong po dito ang CBMS dataset dahil ang ating CBMS dataset ay may information tungkol sa vulnerability ng ating agriculture and fishery sector, vulnerability to flooding, drought and other calamities, hunger, and the extent of disaster preparedness in the community. With respect to the Free Mobile Disaster Alerts Act, where the government requires mobile phone service providers to set out alerts at regular intervals, LGUs are expected to provide information regarding the location of evacuation areas, relief sites, pickup points, specific updates related to the locality in times of disasters and calamities. Kasama po dito halimbawa ang information tungkol sa landslide or flash flood. Same information din po ang nire-require halos ng Pag-asa Modernization Act. Ang mainstreaming naman po ng climate change adaptation and DRR in the Comprehensive Land Use Plan requires sa LGUs a land use plan that incorporates zoning, that considers the risks and vulnerabilities of people, urban areas, agriculture, forestry, and fishery production areas, critical point facilities, and lifeline infrastructure associated with natural hazards and climate change. Sa kabuuan po, to be able to effectively do DRRM, the LGU can use the CBMS data, real-time geospatial data, and sensor web service platform for disaster monitoring. The LGU should also be able to do climate projections, climate hazards, and sectoral impacts vis-a-vis climate projections. Some of this information can be found in the CBMS, but others need to be collected by the LGU. Katulad din po ng DRRM, ang Business and Urban Development Policies ay nag-expect sa mga LGUs na magkaroon ng comprehensive land development plans and zoning systems. Ang mga policies na ito ay nag-expect din sa LGUs na magkaroon ng database ng mga businesses na nag-ooperate sa kanilang locality. Ang database na ito ay maaaring gamitin upang i-track ang compliance ng mga businesses sa application, renewal of business licenses, clearances, permits, pagbabayad ng taxes, sanitary permits, kung ano pang mga ibang specific LGU requirements. Under naman po sa RA 11534 or CREATE, ang LGUs naman po ay may mandatong i-monitor ang tax subsidy na tinatanggap ng mga businesses. Kasama na dito ang disapproval, suspension, withdrawal, or forfeiture ng mga tax subsidies na ito. At gayon din po sa Social Security Act of 2018, in-expect din po ang mga LGUs to monitor ang compliance ng pagbabayad ng mga businesses sa obligasyon nila under the SSS law. Sa usapin naman po ng pangkalikasan, Energy Efficiency and Conservation Act ay inaasahan ng LGU ay magmo-monitor ng energy consumption ng mga establishments at the LGU level at ito po ay magiging input sa National Energy Efficiency and Conservation Plan database. Ganun din po, ayon sa Climate Change Act, inaasahan ng LGUs ay magmo-monitor ng greenhouse gas emissions ng mga businesses at industries in the area. Maaari na po nating ikabit itong information na to dun sa business database na pinag-uusapan natin kanina na kung saan isa sa mga informasyon na kukolektahin at itatrack natin sa mga businesses sa area ay yung kanilang volume ng greenhouse gas emission. Ayon naman po sa EO 154, or ang National Plan of Action to Prevent, Deter, and Eliminate Illegal, Unreported, and Unregulated Fishing, inaasahan po ng LGU ay may ready na informasyon tungkol sa kung sino nga ba ang mga legit na fisher folk sa LGU, ano ang equipment na ginagamit nila, saan sila nangingisda, at saan nila binibenta ang kanilang mga huli. Lastly, ang IRR ng Climate Change Act ay nagre-require sa local government unit or sa community awarded by the People's Survival Fund to provide regular reports on the progress of their project, such as information that the board can consider to ensure that the LGU or the community is complying with the rules of the People's Survival Fund. Again, ang mahalaga po dito ay monitoring data. Sa usapin naman po ng agrikultura, maaari po ang LGU ay nangangailangan na ma-identify kung sino nga ba ang mga farmers sa LGU, kaya kabilang din dito kung anong klaseng pagsasaka ang ginagawa nila, kung sila ba ay rice farmer, coconut farmers, sugarcane farmers. Gayon din po, napakahalagang ma-identify ng LGUs ang mga magsasakang ito sapagkat ang listahan ng LGU ang ginagamit upang ma-identify kung sino ba ang magiging beneficiaries ng iba't ibang programa ng gobyerno. Sa usapin naman po ng pangkalusugan or health, the amendment to the Magna Carta for Disabled Persons mandates the creation of the Person with Disability Affairs Office, which is mandated to gather and compile relevant data on PWDs including their specific disabilities. Ito po ay maaari nang makover ng data collection natin sa CBMS. On a Responsible Parenthood and Reproductive Health Act of 2012, the LGUs are required to conduct an annual maternal death review and fetal infant death review. Upang magawa po ito, ang mga LGUs ay kailangan mag-collect ng data tungkol sa mga nanay at ang mga death po dahil sa panganganak, mga deceased infant according to the DOH guidelines, listahan ng ospital at health center sa LGU, at ang mga asset at inventory na maaaring gamitin upang ma-address ang mga maternity issues. Sa excise tax on tobacco naman po and alcohol, inaasahan po ng LGUs ay kayang mag-provide ng listahan ng tobacco farmers at mga workers sa kanilang area. Ganon din po, maliban pa sa listahan ng tobacco farmers at workers, kailangan din po ng list of health facilities for funding support and for regular monitoring and evaluation. Kailangan din po ng list of expenditures related to the excise tax on tobacco and alcohol and list of skilled health professionals in the LGU and their clinical competencies. Dagdag pa po sa usaping pangkalusugan ay itong tatlong batas, Universal Healthcare Act, Kalusugan at Nutrisyon na Magnanay Act at ang Policy and Guidelines on the Implementation of Active Drug Safety, Monitoring and Management of the National Tuberculosis Control Program. Ang inaasahan po dito sa LGUs ay ang pagkolekta ng mga data for purposes of monitoring kung epektibo nga po bang nai-implement ang mga batas na ito. Ito naman pong National Integrated Cancer Control Act ay umaasa na magkaroon ng registry or database ang ating LGUs ng mga cases at incidents ng cancer sa ating locality. At maitala kung sino-sino po ba ang mga cases na ito, ang kanilang edad, at ang level of care na pangangailangan. Lastly, ito pong mandatory reporting of notifiable diseases and health events of Public Health Concern Act ay na-amend upang maidagdag ang kaso ng COVID pandemic. At ito po, very aware na ang mga LGUs dahil sa kasalukuyan ay ginagawa na ng LGUs ang pangongolekta ng pertinent data of active COVID cases. Pati na rin po ang passive cases, persons under investigation, and persons under monitoring. Mayroon din pong mga iba't iba pang batas at policies na na-amend para ma-include ang COVID-19 sa surveillance monitoring of LGUs. Data collection includes status of the patients, treatment, and status of procurement of related supplies used to respond to the COVID-19 pandemic. Dito naman po sa usapin ng labor or paggawa, inaasahan ng ating LGUs ay may database to track illegal recruitment activities in the LGU, identify individuals who utilize the Job Start program, pati na rin po yung mga partner employers na maaari namang ikabit natin doon sa pinag-uusapan nating business database ng LGU, identify the health workers in the LGU so that they can be given their benefits, and with respect to government employees, a database to track their employment record and retirement for proper endorsement to GSIS and DBM. Sa usapin naman po ng human rights or karapatang pangtao, inaasahan ng ating mga LGUs ay may case monitoring system on issues regarding extralegal killings, enforced disappearances, torture, human trafficking, at sexual harassment. The Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act expects LGUs to monitor the cases and programs under this law. Dito naman po makikita natin ang sample policy sa education and social services na inaasahan ng LGU sa may kakayahan mag-identify ng mga individuals na maaaring mag-benefit sa mga programa at polisiya ng gobyerno. Halimbawa po, dito sa ating ALS policies, inaasahan ng LGU ay kayang mag-identify ng mga out-of-school children in special cases and adults who might benefit from ALS. Ito naman pong pangtawid pasada requires sa LGUs to identify legitimate public transport drivers to receive relief. LGUs should also be able to keep track of who are the centenarians in the LGUs for their gifts under the Centenarians Act of 2016. LGUs should also be able to identify zones of peace for children under the IRR of the Special Protection of Children in Situation of Armed Conflict Act. Ito pong areas na to, maaari nating ikabit dun sa pinag-usapan nating geospatial data sa DRRM, sa urban development na may proper zoning. At lastly po, dito naman po sa Bayanihan Act, LGUs must be able to identify and immediately post in their official websites yung mga recipient ng beneficiaries ng mga emergency subsidies from the government. And lastly pala, the LGU should also identify former rebels, former violent extremists, their families and communities to ensure their eligibility for the Comprehensive Local Integration Program of the government. Sa proseso po ng pangolekta natin ng data at the LGU level, kailangan po nating masigurado ng information regarding gender ay nakokolekta. The Philippine Development Plan indicates that gender and development shall be effectively integrated across sectors. The Magna Carta of Women also mandates that government has to allocate 5% of the Philippine government budget for gender and development initiatives. Ganon din po, the Philippine Statistical Development Program also ensures that gender concerns are integrated in the sectoral plans and programs of the government. So, meron din po ang Philippine Statistical Authority natin ng various resolutions promoting gender concerns in the generation and analysis of statistics. So, batay po sa mga polisiyang ito at batay na rin po sa pangangailangan ng LGUs, napakahalaga na makolekta natin ang gender information sa mga database na binubuo natin. Bilang panghuli po, while there's huge expectations on the role of the LGU on data collection, maaari po nating isummarize sa 5 importanteng sets of data ang dapat kinokolekta ng ating LGUs. Unang-una po dito, yung CBMS na maaaring natin i-expand at dagdagan ng mga katanungan upang matugunan pa yung mga ibang important mandate na dapat kinokolekta ng LGUs na data. Pangalawa po ay yung health data na very specific, kailangan nating kolektahin with respect to the surveillance of epidemics katulad ng COVID. Ganun din po ang monitoring tungkol sa maternal health, infant health, tuberculosis at cancer. Pangatlong dataset po na mahalagang mabuo ng LGU ay yung tungkol sa mga businesses na nag-ooperate sa kanilang lugar. Maaari na po ditong ikabit yung mga compliance nila sa iba't ibang policies katulad ng Social Security, tax payment, tax subsidy, environment monitoring, and compliance. Yung pang-apat po na mahalagang data na mabuo ng ating LGU ay yung geospatial data na kung saan makakatulong sa pagbuo ng development and zoning plans and risk management. Lastly, yung pinakahuling mahalagang dataset na kailangan mabuo ng LGU ay yung ating case monitoring. Ang 5 clusters ng data na ito should be sufficient for LGUs to work on data-driven development. Maraming salamat po.